And you're all putting in the work, and I'm really happy about that. Okay? Just keep showing up. Keep coming to meetings. That's how this thing works. Okay? Okay, and I see we have a new person at our meeting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Actually, I have an activity we can all do together. We should go to Plastic City Comic-Con. There's just so much to do there. There's comic books, toys, games, anything you can ask for.
Wait, do you work for Plastic City Comic-Con?
Me? Work for Plastic City Comic-Con?
But we're all going to Plastic City Comic-Con, right? I thought so. Now, who here owes me money?
Plastic City Comic-Con! Saturday, August 19th. Game On Sports Complex, Fitchburg, Massachusetts. PlasticCityComicCon.com for info and tickets.
Hey, everybody. Well, that came in so quick. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic-Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana, Surrounded by Death, and The Pond.
For Roger Morocco.
Yes. And our third co-host, autograph seeker, graphic artist, Harry Gerostergios. Is that how you say the last name, Harry? I forget.
No, that's close enough. Gerostergios. I included my Instagram tonight.
Gotcha. One of these days, I'll get it right.
We'll get the proper pronunciation from one of our guests this evening, because I think culturally it'll line up, right?
Yeah, right?
That girl who runs out of the support group in the Plastic City commercial gets me every time.
Which one?
The girl that runs out of the support group.
Yeah,
in the
she's
Plastic
great.
City commercial. Oh, she did such a good job. I want a photo with her. I hope she shows up to the show.
Will they actors, or do you guys know
I
them?
hope so too. I think she might. Like Phil, who filmed the commercial for me, said that she might show up, and the guy that played like the support group leader might come as well. So if you see him around.
That guy reminds me of a certain white-haired Comic-Con promoter when he asks for money. So I got like a little bit of a vibe on that one.
You got a little bit of a vibe. Speaking of why we're talking about Plastic City, I got this amazing promo so there's a group that's coming to the show that they're called the Parody News Network. Instead of like CNN, it's like PNN. And so it's like Parody News Network, and they're setting up at the show. And they're doing some. I don't know if they're going to interview people and cut a video or something like that. But they are going to do something. But they made a promo for Plastic City that was really funny. And why we're on the subject, I'd love to share it with you guys.
We're going to run that real quick.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So let me just make sure I have the audio. All right, so let's see if we can get this to play. So really funny stuff. So let me know if you can hear this, guys.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm Stephen Lomer.
And I'm Gabby Carley from the Parody News Network.
We're getting ready to hit the road again for our appearance at Plastic City Comic-Con on August 19th in Fitchburg.
But in preparation for that, we're reading some feedback we got from the last convention we worked. Here's one. Everyone who's a fan of the Parody News Network is wrong.
This one says, I wonder why they gave floor space to PNN when they could have used it to add another toilet. I guess they did.
I remember that guy. Here's one. The Parody News Network features a lot of attractive people. I don't know why they left them all at home.
Huh. I now refer to the time before I encountered PNN as the good old days.
Why do we do these live appearances again?
For fans like this one. The people working the PNN booth don't smell as bad as you expect them to. They love us.
Oh boy. Can't wait for the one coming up. What is it again?
Plastic City Comic-Con on Saturday, August 19th.
Do you think anyone will come to see us?
The people who run PNN should be put into boxes tied with string and then placed in small dark rooms with no food or electricity for a month.
That's fucking dark.
We already paid for the table.
That was great.
Oh, great. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That's
those guys are. Those are great. Those guys did a great job.
That was so good.
Yeah, I loved it. They sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great."
Yeah.
The guy, his name is Stephen Lomer. He used to be, I think might still be an author. He set up at my show a few years ago, and he was an author, but now he does a YouTube channel like called the Parody News Network, which is funny because I'm like, isn't the news already a parody? You know, you know, but
it's like meta. It's like going one step beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming back again.
What were you saying, Harry?
Didn't they do a similar thing last year too? Did they did a promotion too last year? I think I remember. Maybe not.
No. I as far as I know, this is something new. I mean, their channel is not bad. Like it's they got about 6,000 subscribers, and you know they do all kinds of videos and stuff. So I watched a few. They seem like they're on point, you know. So
yeah, these guys got a good sense of humor. I like it.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of familiar faces in the chat tonight, which is great.
Chat's bumping tonight.
Vicky Camp saying hi,
chocolatier extraordinaire.
What is that? Chocolatier?
She's a chocolatier, yeah. So she makes some of the best chocolates you'll ever find.
We got Amy's Birdhouse, of course.
Hey,
and look who's back. Dr. Mask. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Good to see you, buddy. What do you say? Can't wait for the new Mighty Mascots issues. Yeah, speaking of
Me
that,
too.
I just started doing fulfillment, like on top of everything else I'm doing. I've gotten about I got about 15 packages ready to go this week, and I sent out 15 last week, and then I also sent out all the digital. So I'm slowly getting through it. I'll be able to do more after the convention's over, which is good, you know. So hang tight, everybody. I'm trying to get like about 10 to 15 out the door every week, you know. So yeah, look at this, Roland. We haven't seen Roland in a long time. What's up, man?
What's up,
good
dude?
to see that. He said, puff pass, Johnny.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And was that Sartana? Yeah, that's great.
Hopefully I'll have more Sartana soon.
I'm on time this week. Good evening. Hey, George.
Can't wait to see you this weekend, George.
Yeah, I know. Dude, come and find me. I'll be bouncing everywhere. So I hope I get to see you at least once, you know, at the show. You know, sometimes people show up and I totally never get to see them, you know. So hopefully I get to see you.
You're very busy at the show. I mean, think about all the things you have to do. You're a floor manager. You have to kick out people who pop off their shirts and start flexing. Like, there's a lot for you to have to do.
Kiss baby.
Yeah, were you there, Harry? Were you there when that guy did that, like a year or two?
The Fitchburg flexer.
I think so. Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. I think so.
It was still one of the weirdest things I've ever had happen at a Comic-Con, you know. And there's been a lot of stuff.
Well, I was going to ask you, what's the strangest thing that's happened? Is that the strangest thing that's happened at Plastic City or any Comic-Con that you guys remember?
Yeah, for me, I think it is because I've seen strange things, trust me, but like
the strangest thing for it to happen to me at Plastic City Comic Con was the very first year.
Yeah,
I actually sold out of Sartana #1.
No.
That was so strange. Did not expect that to happen.
It might happen again. Who knows?
I know. I'm hoping to.
Well, that first year was lightning in a bottle. I don't think it'll ever be.
You say that. Watch, this weekend's going to be dope.
New venue.
I hope so.
New venue. So who knows? Might happen.
Yeah.
You might have better.
I'm hoping we have a record-breaking weekend this weekend. There's nothing going on anywhere that I know of. So
I did my part because on this past weekend I was at Walmart buying some Drano, and I was wearing my Captain America T-shirt, and some young kid and his girlfriend came up to me. He's like, "Oh, I like your shirt." I'm like, "Oh, hey, thanks," you know. And I'm like, "Hey, do you guys like comics?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually do." I'm like, "Oh, well, this next Saturday, if you guys aren't busy, you guys should go to this."
Nice.
You know,
Heck yeah, Harry.
I appreciate that. I was trying so hard to get the commercial onto Hulu for the ads on Hulu, and there was something wrong with the sound, so they wouldn't take it. I actually cut it down into 30 seconds, and I was able to meet their 30-second, demand. But the something was wrong with the sound, so it wouldn't upload the video. So instead, I went nuts with it on Facebook and Instagram. Last time I checked, the video had like 10,000 views, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
that's only
awesome.
a week, dude. That's only a week. So
that's awesome.
I'm hoping it's reached a lot of people,
I think
know
it
we are
has. I
getting
mean,
a
people
ton of-
travel to come to the show. So for a one-day show, it's a solid convention. So
Yeah, exactly. And I almost had Jimmy the mouth of the South Heart coming to the show.
oh,
But
that would have been fantastic.
Yeah. I'm
met
gonna
him-
work it next year.
Nice. I met him at a Golden Corral in Saratoga Springs.
Did you really?
And he goes, "What's up, big man? What's up, baby?" And I'm like, "Wow, you are the guy that is on TV."
That's
I met him
awesome.
once too at one of those super mega fests or whatever around here.
The
Yeah, I
only
think-
crime of the situation is I met him before I was like back into wrestling. So I was just like, "Oh, cool, whatever." I would have totally geeked out if I met him now.
He's one of
he
the
looks-
best managers.
He looks the
ever, I
same
think.
pretty much, but if you see him up close, you can see some
Yeah, a little age on him, but he still looks the same. He's still rolling the same.
sounds the same.
I love it. Maybe
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe next year. I also was working on Sergeant Slaughter, and that one wasn't going to happen. but
That would have been great because there's crossover appeal.
I know,
Using
with the G.I.
comics,
Joe stuff.
cartoons. Right,
would have been
exactly.
awesome.
I also met him too in New York one time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was at
He
New
put me
York
in the,
Comic Con.
He put me in
I
the,
just think he would be a fun guest, even if we didn't have the G.I. Joe stuff. Like if I get him next year, he might be a really fun guest just to have because
I have a
everyone
series-
remembers.
Oh yeah,
him,
absolutely.
I have a series of pictures of him giving me the Cobra clutch.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
that's awesome.
We got some more comments here. RW, my invite got lost again. RW, you got to reach out to me. We don't just throw an invite out. Everything's scheduled. So just if you want to
have
come
a
on this
permanent
show-
invite, RW, on a Monday night, hit us up. I'll send you the link. You can come on whenever you want.
Yeah, definitely. Come in for 5 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Take
Take the show. You could have the show. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll sell it. No.
How
just kidding.
funny that would be if we did it as a bit where we just put two random people to host the show that have like no experience and just let them do their thing. And then we're
No,
the
yeah.
guests.
That'd be funny.
That'd be funny.
Oh, Dr. Mars could be at Plastic this
Yeah,
weekend. Austin, man.
that's right.
Yeah. Hopefully I get to see you for a few minutes. Definitely, if you see me, come up to me. Like I said, I'll be running around, and the place is so much bigger now too. And we're literally the size of that last Wicked Comic Con.
That's big.
You'll need
Yeah.
like a Segway or something, or roller skates or something.
That's what I need. Yeah, definitely.
Get
Ride around like Job from Arrested Development.
You see those scooters? Have you seen those scooters everywhere now? Like everywhere on the street, like where I go, like in Nashua and Boston. And people like on the scooters with the
we'll rent a
window.
scooter. Yeah.
Everyone has those nowadays. Like
Yeah. I saw the South Park episode on that. Made me laugh.
the Segway.
What's it? George said, I can hear it. I saw this earlier. It's hilarious. Oh, you saw
the bit. Yeah, the
then-
PNN bit.
Okay, yeah, it's so much fun. Those guys are great. And then what did Amy say? Awesome. I'll be at a mission, so be sure to say hi. We got another person, Mary.
Oh, Marie. Yep. She was formerly of the Montreal X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since we saw Marie. Hey, Marie, we miss you.
Roland said just disable comments like a real, that's funny.
That is funny.
Let me see. Amy said they could have used it for another toilet. Kills me every time. These promos are money. Yeah,
hell yeah.
definitely. Oh, Wayward's in the chat too. Roger
Yeah.
Morocco.
Hey,
President of
cousin
the
Roger.
Carnivore. I
in
finally
the
got
house.
the night right.
Yeah.
Roger called me last night and he just wanted to thank, wish me luck on the show. And I thought that was really nice of him,
Oh, yeah, it is real nice of him. He's a thoughtful guy like that.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And
I got nervous at first. I was like, "Uh-oh, what's going on?" And then it was just like, "Oh yeah, he was just being kind, like he always is."
If you want to save some dough, I'll be at the con. Let me think about. Yeah, I probably could get a few packages out to people while I'm, at the show.
Will call.
If I can.
If you set
if
up
I
like
got
a will
time.
call.
What's that?
Set up a will call where you bring anybody who is that you already have pre-packed, maybe.
Yeah, let me think about it. If I have time to do it, I will. I'll put it together and bring it to the show.
Or even
it's
like
just a lot of
media, make a social media post and say, hey, anybody who would back the campaign, if you're at the show, we'll try to get yours together. Do like a will call at the front desk, maybe.
Well, the hard part is that, we'll see. Because me and Amy have to rent a U-Haul this year to bring we bought a TARDIS, so we have to bring the TARDIS to the show.
See my background?
So there's a lot of stuff going on. What did you say, Harry?
See my background tonight? I have the
inside of the TARDIS.
The 19,
yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah, that's the classic
get a picture
one.
with it.
This is Tom Baker.
Did you guys buy the TARDIS?
Yeah,
one?
we bought a TARDIS.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a guy selling it in I forget where, Marlboro or something. I bought it over the winter. We and my brother went down there and picked it up, and
cool.
Amy just did a lot of touch-ups on it this week and stuff. Repainted it. It looks nice and shiny.
Nice.
If anything
Put a
goes
little
wrong,
carpet inside, things like that.
Nice.
Well, if anything should go wrong, God forbid, you guys can go back in time and
just redo it.
Yeah, George said if you haven't shipped mine out, don't spend the money on shipping. I pick up.
There's two right
All right,
there,
let me think if I can. So Roland, Johnny, you backed it, right?
Yeah.
And then Roland, and then George. Yeah, let me see if I can get something together. I'll have to go through the list and see if other people are going to be there that I can give it to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Vendors or whatever. Yeah.
I'll try to do that, because that would actually save me a few.
Save you some money.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
And Roland said we can flex our books, right?
If you can't flex the muscles, flex the books or
There's
the skills.
a block party in Cambridge during the convention. Oh, really?
Irrelevant.
I don't think that'll affect
That's
us.
so far away. Cambridge is so far from the show.
Yeah, there's no geek thing happening, I don't think, this weekend. Marie said next Comic-Con for us is Canada, Ottawa Comic-Con, September 8th through 10th.
Oh, it's coming up.
I hope to come back to Saratoga Comic-Con. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's where you know her from.
I know her from Saratoga. Correct.
You'll have to introduce. She's been in the show a few times, or coming in the chat a few times.
Yeah,
and I see those guys at shows, and I gotta probably just go up and meet them.
She's no longer with the Montreal X-Men, but that's how I met her, through those guys. And Marie is so wonderful. She's a real sweetheart.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you'll have to introduce me sometime, when we're at a show together or something.
Yep.
And Dr. Mass said hoverboard. Yeah, right. And Healy's baby. I don't know what that means. Healy's baby. He'll have to explain that. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so gents, we got a great show tonight. Our buddies over at Wayward Raven are here tonight. They've been on the show, what, twice? No.
Once or twice before.
Yeah, I think twice. And they did a video. They did one of the 5-minute 5-question videos, I think, with us.
That's right. Yep.
But I love these guys. We were kind of next to them at it was Wicked, I think, actually.
Wicked?
Yeah, and
I don't remember. Oh yeah, they were at Wicked.
Yeah, I think they're making the grand tour this year, because they have their new anthology, and they're also drumming up interest on the second volume. What did he say? Use Heelys to travel the oh, okay. Now I get what he's saying.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot. Oh yeah, those little shoes with the little wheel in them or whatever. Seen enough of that at the mall today. So but so without further ado, you guys ready to bring in tonight's guest and get going on this?
Yeah.
Johnny's ready. What's that pin say, Johnny?
It says we suck at comics. And
yeah,
I do have a short in the first volume.
Oh, awesome.
And these guys are some of the best guys I know. Some of the first time I dabbled in comics as a pro, I met these guys. I crossed paths with them. I'll let them tell the story when they come on in.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then before we bring him in, Marie said, "Thank you, Johnny, for a good comment."
You're very welcome.
Yeah, Heelys are those sneakers that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So without further ado, let's bring in the gentleman from Wayward Raven. Let's start with Mark.
What's
Mark
up?
Wrinkle, what's up, Mark?
What up, dude?
Thanks for joining us. And then Alex, and I'm not even gonna attempt that last name.
Princess.
How do you say the last name, Alex?
Sapunzis.
Sapunzis. I would
Honestly,
never.
You still speak Greek, right?
Badly.
Yeah.
I've had Greeks tell me stop speaking Greek.
My parents were also Greek immigrants, so I related to your story last time I saw the show.
Yeah.
You on.
What was the story? Remind me of the story, Harry.
What story? My story?
No, yeah, you were saying like
Oh no, well he said like how he started drawing. Everyone in your family were artists, but you weren't aware of it. It's like the show was like from 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was,
okay.
If memory serves, it was like, yeah, as an immigrant, a child of immigrants, art wasn't really as encouraged. But just coincidentally, like, my older brother and my dad had artistic abilities. They just never showed it off. Yeah. Between me and my brother's kids, we're the ones who actually showed off those skills. My nephews were really into graffiti. They did some pretty decent work. My nieces are like brilliant painters when they feel like doing something with it. I was the one black sheep in the family in the sense that like my brother and his kids, all athletic people, me, couch potato, except for martial arts. I had no athletic interest whatsoever.
Yeah, it sounds like me and my family. Absolutely. Like I'm polar opposite of everybody else in the family. I'm more like the artistic, kid, and everyone else is more like, carpentry and, outdoors and, things like that. So I'm just polar opposite.
As a kid, I tried to be athletic, but everything I did, I fucked up. Played basketball, fractured my pinky. Played soccer, was skins. They told me to put my shirt back on. I fucked up everything. So I was like, you know what? I belong in comics instead.
I tried too, because I always hated being the last person picked to be on the team when you were a kid. But I worked so hard that I actually made it to the middle. Like I was one of the middle choices. Like, so I was proud of that back in 6th grade or whatever.
This sounds like a fake story, but when I was younger too, I took karate too, and I think I made it to 2nd degree green belt. So it goes white, yellow, green, then blue. So I got 2 stripes in the green, and that's right around when you start sparring with people. So at this point, you have to pick a partner in your class, and that'll be your sparring partner. So like in high school and all schools, everyone immediately paired up, and I was left over with this one Asian kid, and I'm like, all right, hey, want to be partners? Like, yeah, sure, And I'm like, hey, I'm Harry. He's like, I'm Bruce. Like Bruce Lee. He's like, yeah. Actually, that's my his name was Bruce Lee.
That's amazing.
That's great.
So I studied with the great Bruce Lee back in the day.
You sparred with him. With him.
Yes.
Sparred with him and survived.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Some of the greatest, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Chuck Norris have sparred with Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan got his ass
lived
whooped by him.
It's true.
I'm teaching my little nephew all about Jackie Chan. This is his favorite guy now.
Who, Jackie Chan? Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Rumble in the Bronx. That's my jam.
Yeah,
fun fact: not filmed in the Bronx.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Gents, how are you guys? I was saying earlier you've been making the rounds at the convention this year, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. By the way, we were 2 tables down from you at WickedCon.
Yeah, I know we were close.
Yeah.
So we talked back and forth a bunch of times that weekend.
We were wicked close.
Yeah. Was
too bad sales were wicked behind at Wicked Comic Con.
Yeah. That was a piss-off.
Yeah.
I know Amy spoke very highly of the beer that she got from you guys.
Oh, nice.
The beer is
Yeah,
always good, man.
So
that
you
beer
guys
is
bring that
always
plastic-
good.
I'll have I may or may not can confirm or deny that I may have a porter and a Hefeweizen this coming weekend.
Save me a Hefeweizen.
Nice.
I'll come buy one of those.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and well, the good thing about this venue is alcohol is allowed. Like
Nice.
I think the owner was telling me that like there's like I guess it's the whole area of his property you can walk around with the alcohol. So I was like,
Nice.
Oh,
all
that's
right.
cool.
I wasn't gonna encourage that, but if it does happen, it's perfectly fine,
So
So
what you're telling me is now I need to bring it up cold, huh?
if you want, you could. I know there's a sports bar on site, and I think they're gonna be selling alcohol at the snack bar too.
Well,
So
Mark, we just have to brew up a keg and get a kegerator.
Should we bring some Wayward Raven pint glasses?
Oh, maybe.
maybe, yeah. I mean, I think the whole beer thing would probably do really well at the show. Honestly,
I think so too. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I need a little bit of time, but next year, if we want to work it out, I could absolutely bring a log of beer up. That wouldn't be a problem.
Oh wow, that would be pretty cool.
I keep making this joke to Mark. It's like if we ever get tired of this comic book thing, we'll at least have a future in beer.
Something to fall back on.
Yeah.
A Wayward Raven pop-up bar that's completely complimentary would you could put that together and a lot of it would be a great tax write-off. And B, I mean, can you imagine the experience somebody would have going to a convention, stepping into a booth, getting a libation for free, and walking home with some dope-ass comics? Like, what could be better?
Yeah. Johnny, Johnny can see it. Like he's working out those details.
We've seen Johnny's setup, so I can see where that's coming from.
Oh yeah,
I love his setup.
I'll lend you guys the tile carpet you could use to, you know what I mean? That'd be dope.
Johnny, are you gonna have? Speaking of like products, are you gonna have your hot sauce?
I'll have the last bit I have of my hot sauce at the show. So I've sold almost all the hot sauce I had when I went to go do my pickup. I sold at San Diego and Terrificon. Like those two shows have been some of the best shows I've ever had. Ever.
That's fantastic, dude.
Craziness. Like
that's good because like I think the first half of this year was very disappointing show wise.
Yeah.
Like
that's why I'm trying to cram in all these shows now at the end of the year. I'm trying to get to New York. I'm trying to get to Baltimore. I'm trying to get to these shows last minute to see if I can, like
continue the numbers.
Keep the train going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. We've been promoting the shit out of Plastic City Comic Con.
Yep.
So I am expecting record-breaking numbers this year, so I'm hoping we'll see. Like, and the thing I love about our show is that it's so low admission that everybody that sets up should make money. Like that's the test,
I love hearing that because I remember doing a show once where it's like by the time they got to our table, they're like, we're broke between autographs, admission, and all this extra crap. We don't have money to spend at a table.
Yeah,
as
that sounds
far
like
as
your typical fan expo experience.
I'm not naming
exactly.
names.
As far as I know, all the guests that are showing up, I don't think a lot of them are charging for signatures. I could be wrong, but like our featured guests, I don't think are charging. I mean, they're going to charge for commissions and stuff, but not for signatures. I don't think, but
regardless, it's a one-day show. And, for one-day shows, people come to spend. It's not like they'll say, oh, well, I'll come back tomorrow and then forget.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to buy. If they want, they will buy the day of. So that in and of itself gives, lends itself to being a successful show. The fact that you guys are promoting the hell out of it, that helps. And then if you have awesome stuff like free beer at your booth, I mean, that helps too, right?
Yeah. Amy said the beer was wicked good. And then she suggested you guys should check out the Wachusett Brewery down the road from the show afterward.
I am always up for a little stop in somewhere at a brewery. If I haven't been there before, I got to go there.
Nice. Actually, I would recommend it. You get some good food there too on the way home and stuff,
So Mark, I can attest. Like we were up at fucking Montpelier, Vermont, in the middle of nowhere, and Mark found the dopest bar, a tap room with great food in the middle of nowhere, like Podunk nowhere, Montpelier, Vermont. Mark found it.
I obsess over that burger so much.
Yeah,
I've tried making it.
Yeah.
What kind of burger was it?
It was a peanut butter jalapeno burger.
Oh, okay.
And
Amazing.
oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah,
So Mark,
they
is
just
that
made
like
this
your
peanut
mutant
butter sauce
power
that was
to, like,
amazing.
sniff out good bars, good
Yeah.
restaurants?
Oh yeah. No, I definitely. I can find you beer, wine, whiskey, and food. I mean, that's we'll never go sober or hungry. I mean, wait, that's never go sober or hungry. That sounds right.
I regret that. I was just gonna say I regret because you guys found a really awesome barbecue place in New York, and I regret not going with you guys that night. I remember coming in late and just needing to crash, and then Jeff was like, "I went with the Wayward Raven guys, and they brought me for the best barbecue ever."
Virgil's, right?
Virgil's.
I think so. Yeah, I was absent.
That was our old hangout spot from our old job because we were close to Times Square at the time. Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, Virgil's is like right there in Times Square, man. It's
if you have to like suffer Times Square, it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Timothy Olson, thanks for joining us. He said, "What is up?" And the dopest bar, all in caps.
The dopest bar.
Yeah.
Last time I was in Times Square, I got attacked by Elmo and Mickey Mouse. So
punch him in the nose. Punch him in the nose.
I made the mistake of getting a picture taken with Elmo, and he wanted money.
Yeah.
Who did?
Elmo wants $5 for crack rock.
He doesn't speak English either, so
that makes me
amazing.
Some like Elvis impersonator was trying to get my wife to take a photo with her.
Oh, really? Where in Times Square?
On the bus home from Times Square.
Oh my god!
It's not even like there's like one Elmo, one Mickey. It's like 11 Mickey Mouses and like 20 Elmos running around.
They're going to be unionizing soon.
Yeah,
I just love when you see them with like the head up and they're just sitting there smoking cigarettes on their break, and you're like, this ruins the mystery, right?
Yeah, right.
They took Elmo's head off.
Seeing some of them with the masks on isn't any better.
Optimus Prime smokes Marlboro Reds. Whoa.
Not a Pall Mall.
I mean, don't forget New York in the 80s, Big Bird was turning tricks in the corner.
Rolandson, don't remind me of the Times Square Elmo.
Scary.
Very funny. Yeah, so how's the new book doing? Like I saw that you guys had such a great successful Kickstarter. Everyone, hold it up. Me and Harry fell left out.
I gotta point this out since he's in the audience listening. I love how George signed so large, didn't even give Sebastian any room to sign his Sebastian drew and wrote the damn thing.
Nice.
That's awesome. So George is in the
George and Sebastian work together on
very
on
cool.
Concrete Combat. Yep.
This book is a who's who of indie guys right now. Let me tell you what.
Who's George?
That
is so funny.
I don't know if you can see. So we got right off the bat Johnny's pieces over here.
Okay,
yep, that's right.
We got our friend Jeff's over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Mark right in the center. Got Ari here, John Gorga, and JJ Barker on the back.
JJ Barker, love that kid.
We got our buddy Rye. We got Sebastian in here.
Okay.
Yours is down the bottom there.
Right here. I figured out since I made the cover, I wasn't gonna take up too much space.
I like it though, dude. I gotta say my favorite thing about the whole thing is the name. Like I think it's such a great name. It grabs people's attention. But then once you start reading about what it's about, I was like, okay, I love that. Like, so Harry, it's called We Suck at Comics, but the whole premise of the book is that it's stories about rejection, whether it's rejection in comics or just rejection in general, right? Was that the theme, right?
It's all about really kind of embracing the community, getting second chances. We really wanted to do everything we can to kind of get those voices out there, those folks who just, a lot of cases maybe hadn't been heard. So you got everything from brand new, never ever been published before, clear on through to folks like Johnny and Jeff who are pros and been doing it for a while.
That's cool.
That's fantastic.
And speaking
and
of
the
pros,
book
is
is
actually
thick.
pros.
Yeah, there's
wow, you
pros
got
in the
pros
book.
in there,
I mean, so for me, it's kind of a personal project because, you know, Alex, Mark, and I, we'd always have our AfterCon event that we do at the Twins Pub, RIP,
Yeah.
at, New York Comic Con. And, we always discuss like, hey, we all have shorts. Let's just put it together and put it into an anthology. And then, we tried in the past and those methods failed, but then these guys were able to pull it together and put together such an awesome, awesome book. And I'm proud of it only because it's got, to me, those deep personal roots that were kind of, born out of a few glasses of beer at a bar after a convention.
Speaking of the personal stuff, one of the things I really like to point out to people is it's not like in some anthologies where it's like you just got a name on a credits page. We went out of our way to make sure to highlight the people in this book. Like every story here is a personal note and just a way of saying, hey, you were here.
Yeah, thank you for being part of this kind of thing, right? Yeah.
And that's what sets this book apart from, I think, other anthologies where it's just, here are your comic stories. Like this is a personal profile of, indie creators who are, they're putting the work in. And I'm proud to be in the book, and I'm proud of the people, these guys who made the book.
We're proud to have you, man. Yeah, it's like
absolutely.
Like for me, it was the reason I even got into this thing is my dream was to work with my friends, because that's how I got into comics. It was as a kid in the lunch table, me and my buddies all wanted to be writers and illustrators, taking the Marvel cards, taking our issues and making our own stories. This is the grown-up version of that. So for me, it's being able to flip through the page, be like, I know this guy is a friend of mine, but also the reverse of being able to just say, hey, here, look at what my friends did.
Yeah, no, I love the indie community, just walking around at shows. That's what attracts me to I still love to go through Artist Alley and buy people's books, and I love that stuff. So I hope I have some time to do it at Plastic. I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna try to be a fan on top of running the show, but we'll see what happens. But
there's gonna be so much to do there this weekend,
guys. At some point, probably at the show if I can.
Another cool thing people can do is this weekend, if you buy a copy of We Suck at Comics, there's a section on the inside, like it was featured and shown before. You can pick up the book, and then you can actually get a lot of autographs from people who will be at the show. George is going to be there in attendance. I'll be there. I can sign the book. These guys will be there to sign. And, I don't know if there's anybody else off the top of my head, but
I think Bob Sidaro is going to be there too.
There you go.
He is.
Yeah, I met Bob for the first time at Terrificon. Wonderful dude.
He's going to be, him and TC are together. They're kind of in front of the.
Oh, TC was in the book. Yeah.
Oh, TC's in the book too? Okay, great. Yeah, I love those guys. I think they're right in the middle, in front of the kids' workshop area.
Nice.
They were kind of last minute additions, and those are the only spots I had left. So they kind of got the scraps of the show, unfortunately. But yeah, that's great. That's 7 or 8 signatures you can get at the show
right there.
And George will be walking around, so if you can find George while you're at the
and he'll sign big too for you, so he'll take up all the space.
You can take up the cover, right?
I think everyone's going to be at New York Comic Con. If Sebastian's there, we'll all just bring him a little thing to sign on.
A little extra sticker, a little tag.
My wife said big personality, big signature.
Yep.
And then Dr. Mass said, who can't relate to rejection?
That's TC's piece along with
nice
Bob's signature page. So yeah,
awesome. Look at that. That's great.
Sorry,
those
I just read the comment.
George said you guys did an excellent job with the book, and it doesn't look like it was an easy task. Just looking at the size of it,
it's 288 pages.
Oh. Wow,
I mean,
that's an undertaking. Yeah,
you can crack walnuts with this thing.
That's awesome. George said, "Good point, Johnny," and I'll leave room for Sebastian this time.
And I like Roland's comment.
Oh yeah, TC the helicopter operator violin hopper tour. I wish.
That'd be awesome.
TC was the best. Timothy also said, ever thought about making ash cans to hand out for free?
We've done it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimal success.
I feel like
to be perfectly
something
honest.
like for the anthology, you probably could pick a story out of there and maybe do an ash can, but I think it's probably be more beneficial to try to get everyone to get the book, I think, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, we did think about doing like a really tiny ash can of this book, but like from the print costs, it just didn't seem to be worth it. But what we have been doing is like some of the stuff we'll put online. So like for instance, if you're on Global Comics, my story is on there.
Oh, okay, that's not a bad idea. So
separate.
give people a QR code on a card or something to go check that out.
Yep.
Or
That's not it.
My story's on Global as well, and actually, it's on there for free, so people can read it
That's
digitally
cool.
for free. Yeah,
We always have a freebie section on our website.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So when you guys did the Kickstarter, did you like do like tiers where like if you started hitting stretch goals, you would add more pages? Is that sort of what you guys did?
No,
that's
no.
a
good idea.
Well, one thing you
Actually
guys
might be
did, which
better
was
than
they did the upgrade. They did a hardcover upgrade, which I thought was really cool. You don't see places do hardcover like this, and this hardcover is a real nice book.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play Jenga to get the software out of that stuff.
I actually think people prefer that now with like crowdfunding. Is like they'd rather more comic. I know I would. Like I mean, can I probably like smash somebody in the face with the amount of bookmarks and stickers I have from campaigns? You know, those get old after a while. Like I'd rather just have more comic. Like rather make the stretch goal like 4 more pages or something, or something like that. I don't know. It's something to think about.
It wasn't our stretch goal, but for our reward tiers, we started adding more books.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I like the idea of the upgrade to hardcover. That's not bad. And then you could even go one step further and have like the ribbon bookmark added, things like that. You could have the
book turns into a coffee table. Oh wait, that was Seinfeld.
Yeah,
was that here? What did he say?
At a book that turns into a coffee table. Yeah.
Right.
So one thing I always like to say is like if you're gonna do like a tchotchke or an add-on or something like that, make it practical. Make it something that you would use in your everyday life. So then that way it's there. Like as hokey as it may seem, a coffee mug is very practical. I don't know anybody who doesn't drink their bourbon, coffee, or tea in the afternoon out of a coffee mug. So, I mean, something like that makes sense. Or like a beer stein if you're doing beer, like, like Mark does, or things of that nature,
Yeah, Roland agrees. Less trinkets, more book. I like that too. Personally,
practical. If it's something that could, like, think about it. You want people to remember your book, so why not give them an add-on that is something they would use in their everyday life? Bottle opener.
Yeah, if you can find something fun, why not? I mean, I'm not against that stuff. I just my personal preference is I'd rather more comic. More
comic, always more comic. But I mean, if you can make something that like really like just integrates into people's everyday, why not?
Oh yeah, definitely. And or coffee to put in the mug, right, Johnny?
Hells yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody's in the coffee game nowadays. I saw the other day that somebody sent me something that Comics Wellspring is now selling comic coffee. And I'm like,
are they really?
You know what it feels like? When you go to New York and you see like there's like Famous Original on every corner.
Yeah,
that's what it's starting to feel like. Is like if you're a coffee guy, you got comics, or if you got comics, you're coffee's not around the not far around the corner.
I had an idea for a coffee drink or idea one time, and it was to take because I always if you go to any coffee like Dunkin' Donuts, you get like 2/3 of the cup filled with ice, and then maybe an eyedrop or two of coffee, and then when the ice melts, you get like watered down coffee. It's like disgusting, right? So why can't you freeze coffee into ice cubes, and then when the ice cube melts, you get more coffee, right?
I think there might be there might be an infringement on the caffeine intake on that, right? Can you imagine just like freebasing like
I also have
caffeine.
a name for it too.
How do you think I get so much stuff done in the day?
What, coffee ice cubes? You have coffee ice
No,
cubes over
I
there?
straight up, when I make my iced coffee, I take some of it and donate it to the next batch's ice.
Oh, nice.
That's
name of
smart.
my-
That's smart. I could see Alex turning into like a Tasmanian devil.
The name of my-
There's like
name
a
of my
tornado of like fucking artwork and shit.
By the end of the day, he's on volume 4 of We Suck with Comics. He's like, you
I
know,
was doing Damn Heroes right before this thing.
He's fucking time traveling.
The name of my coffee was Cool Beans because you freeze the coffee.
Oh.
yeah. No, I like that idea.
I'm like, I'm snorting grounds. Seriously.
So I had a question. So is this the first anthology you guys ever did, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
Yeah.
how is it like being like the project coordinator on an anthology? Is it like herding cats, or is it?
Herding cats is easier.
It's what?
Feral cats.
Herding cats is easier.
Is
They
it
look-
okay? Was there did you guys have a lot of problem with any creators, or was it everybody cool? It was just like
So
just sort of like formatting issues, things like that, like nothing crazy, but
I'm pointing at you, Alex. No, but in all fairness, no. Everybody was super cool.
Okay.
A lot of it, because what we ask for typically is we're looking for work that's done, right?
Okay. Yeah.
There's a few folks that, hey, listen, we knew they were working on stuff, right? So for the most part, like I'd say that might have been a slight delay in a couple areas, but for the most part, stuff was done.
Johnny, you weren't that bad.
I know. So that was the
Was
thing.
that
is
why
our
you were
project
covering up?
finished? Our project was finished because it was rejected from another book.
Okay.
But when I told Kara, my collaborator, about a second life for the story, she goes, "Oh well, I want to touch it up," and it gave her an opportunity to kind of go back to the story. And I showed Mark some of the comparative stuff, and I think that's what you guys were lenient because you saw there was some improvement there. And but I feel bad because I was like, oh, I'm definitely one of those contributors into the delay of things. But I think it was
You were so far ahead of Alex, it's not even funny.
Oh, here I was thinking I was bringing up the tail. Oh,
No,
all right. I
I'll-
feel a lot better about it now.
Dude, we're done. I can be totally honest with this. I was definitely one of the ones dragging this project behind because not only was I putting together the book and helping coordinate everyone else and coaching one of the other creators who I'm not going to name drop, I was still having to write, illustrate, letter, and touch up my own project. And on top of that, deal with all the print issues of like, oh, the soft cover went through one person, hardcover went through a different person, and tailoring the files for both printers.
Yeah.
Like it got to the point where I was uploading page by page because it was like something was slightly off, and like I had to just stop myself. I'm like, okay, this is good enough. Ship it.
Yeah. Dude, you had a lot on your plate, man. So it's totally understandable.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. There's a lot of work putting in one of these together, as far as getting credits for everybody, all that bonus stuff that you guys put in the back and the signature thing. That's a lot of work.
The buttons, the stickers, like this awesome enamel pen kind of thing is really cool.
Oh, cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this button over here.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? Like
We
a
had a
lot
lot
of
of
cool
different
stuff came
ideas.
with the book. Yeah.
Those are the ones we also did like some digital rewards too. So we try to make sure because everyone, people who back digitally, they sometimes get the short end of the stick. They're just like, okay, you get a PDF and that's it. Maybe a thank you email.
Yeah.
So we created digital rewards as well.
Oh, that's nice. That's different.
Like Mark, I think we had some crazy ideas too. We're like, okay, we need to bring this shit in.
Yeah. We tend to over brainstorm sometimes, and yeah.
Nothing wrong with
I
that
think-
except for a lot of
I
time.
think
Like,
what
you know
we're
what I
looking
mean?
at,
Like,
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
I
it.
think
What did you say, Mark? I think
I
you
was
cut
gonna
off.
say, I think we're thinking for the next one that we're gonna, when we do the Kickstarter for Volume 2, we're going straight to hardcover. Like
Yeah.
I love the way the hardcover look. We're just, you know what? We're not even gonna fuck around. It's just like, listen, there isn't this soft cover, hardcover. It's hardcover. You know, we're going right to it. Yeah.
Is there
not that I don't like the soft cover.
Right. Is there much difference in price between the two? I don't think I've ever had a hardcover made.
There's a pretty hefty difference in price.
Gotcha.
But you know, I mean, so much of it's driven by the amount of pages, the type of if you want glossy, do you not want glossy, you know, any number of things.
Okay.
Do you guys see comparatively the sales on hardcover versus softcover, and if there's a preference?
No preference.
Oh, is it me pausing or is it you guys pausing?
It might be you. I mean, everybody's coming through good on my end.
Yeah, fair enough. That figures.
Is there a paper shortage or?
What'd you say, Harry?
Is there a paper shortage still or no?
Not as much as there was.
I don't think so, because I just printed Mascots this last month, and they turned it around in like 3 weeks. I think I ordered like $2,000 worth of comics, and they turned it right around. So
that's just an excuse for a price hike. That's all.
Yeah.
One thing we
noticed:
noticed:
there's a shortage of paper. Oh, there's a shortage of Christmas trees.
Dr. Mask loves hardcovers. So yeah, so I actually like hardcovers a lot too.
I think the issue with this hardcover in terms of what added to the cost is it's the hardcover plus the size of the book. So we're hoping with the next one, we're definitely going to shoot for a smaller book, and then that way it'll balance out the price and weight.
Okay. So smaller page count or smaller size?
Smaller page count. Like I think this one, like we could have easily, in hindsight, we probably should have made this 2 books instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
And
that's something to think about though going forward. If you guys get a lot of submissions, you can just kind of table them for the next. Yeah,
we kind of talked about that. We were saying like, what if we'll have like a line, and then like if we notice like, okay, this amount of stories could fit into 1 book, we might see about like adjusting the theme or just doing volume 2.2 and 2.5 or some gimmick. It really is just to kind of make it a little easier for people to digest.
Volume A, volume B, kind of A, B kind of thing, right?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah.
Or hear me out. You do the thick book hardcover full, like this is the fucking mega edition. This is the compendium, right? And then you have your A and B soft covers if you want the shorter versions.
Yeah, that might be an option.
Just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not bad. Johnny, I was going to ask you, because you have hardcovers, and do you have soft covers at your table?
I've only recently have I been able to collect Surrounded by Death, where it's like a floppy, like a soft cover, perfect bound. And honestly, the hardcovers at certain shows just fly. People
That's
love
what I was going
the
to ask.
hardcover
Yeah,
book.
like do you see a difference with the hardcovers?
I do, and that's
like
why
that
I
note.
asked the question earlier, because in Chicago, I'll sell Cthulhu is Hard to Spell all day long. Like people love that book, and they love the hardcover, and they love the the artwork on the hardcover itself. So there's a certain attraction to it, and if it's priced right, you can move a lot of hardcover books.
I have that book too. It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. Yeah, for sure.
And another anthology on top of that too.
That's kind of the gamble at tables though, because it's like you're pitching not just your book, but seeing like if the person's pocketbook can kind of cover it. Like we have some of our books that it's like, okay, like our price point is usually fair, I think. But sometimes you'll have people be like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on a book. And that's kind of where we lean into like the bundles and stuff. So like, we may not like we may knock a couple bucks off the book, but you'll also get XYZ with it.
Right.
So like that's the inside baseball thing of tabling at cons,
Yep.
Yeah, it's also like when you go to a certain shows, it's almost you got to look at the audience. And I hate to say it, you got to kind of get a little judgy. Like, is this like a an audience that's going to spend money, or is it going to be more of like a walking around crowd, you know? So like it's kind of like a gamble with most shows, you know?
Or is it like an anime art show? Like, you know what I mean? There's certain shows that are like that where, you know, like the manga or the stuff like that will go over, but, you know, something different might not, or something more traditional might not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
like
actually-
Roland says, read the room. And also,
It's hard to read the room in advance
good to
if you
see
don't
you,
know the show,
Diaz.
though.
Thanks for joining us. Options are always good. Yeah, like what I meant by that, like, is like with Fan Expo, for example, that is a hefty admission charge. Plus, being in Boston, they're paying parking, and you know, if they buy food, if they buy anything else, there's a lot of money being spent before they even go to Artist Alley. You know, so it's like a lot of stuff that you kind of, you know,
Yeah, that's
weigh
something
out.
yeah, Mark and I, we constantly make that calculation whenever we're at a show where it's like, okay, we're kind of feeling like this might be an art show or a trade show or floppies. It seems to kind of run the gamut, and sometimes the same show the next year might just be different. So we're always trying to look to see what moves better within the first day to kind of like either reposition things on the table or just like adjust our deals. Like we also
your
try
placement
to
in the show too kind of has an effect too, where you're located. I would say for plastic though, prepare for a comic crowd because we push it as a comic show. So, and a lot of the dealers there are going to have, you know, good product and dollar books and things like that. So, like there definitely will be readers at the show. So definitely prepare for that. But
there's room for indie
beer is good
creators.
Too, I think.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Johnny?
There's room for indie creators there. That's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you guys think there's more competition, you know, like this year at Plastic City, because there's like 230 something vendors, right? Isn't there? So among the vendors, do you think there's like more competition?
I don't think so. I mean, like, because
what's your table count from last year, Keith?
Was like 150, so we've added like 100 to it.
100
but you got to think too, like some of that is the video game tournament that doesn't cost money. 2 spaces are like for a local escape room, and they're doing like a mini escape room there, things like that. So, and we got like the kids
zone, right? You have your kids zone too.
We got the kids zone, we got the kids workshop, and then all the vendors around the kids workshop are all kid friendly books and things like that. So I don't think we got a lot. So we set it up so that people do well, like, you know, like we take a low cost at the door and then everybody else have at it, you know, that kind of thing. Nice. So it's kind of the attitude, you know.
Kids of all ages. You can go to one end of the floor for a coloring book and the other end of the floor for a free beer and comics over at Wayward Raven. So,
well, that's the thing though. We get a lot of families, so like that's a lot of, you know, there's a lot to work with there, you know.
Yeah.
We also
I know you guys have tons of different genres, right? You know, that you sell.
Yeah. I was just saying we have a kids book as well too. So.
Oh, right. There you go.
Yeah, so like if you're well, you know, if you got like a lot of different things, I think you'll do well, you know. So
yeah, Mark and I, we make the joke. We got the book for the kids and the beer for the parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. It's perfect. I think you guys will do great at the show. You know, at least I'm hoping for you. I'm gonna, you know, and we like I said, we advertise the shit out of it, so we should get a nice crowd. I'm hoping record-breaking numbers this year. So
I'm confident.
We'll
I'm confident it'll be a good show.
I think so too. So
yeah, and I can't wait to see you guys this weekend for sure.
Oh my god, there's so many of our friends that are gonna be there. It's like it's almost more of like a
reunion,
like a reunion more than a convention, you know. So I can't wait.
I can't feel like now it's like, you know, getting to see your friends again, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so yeah, but I know you guys are here not just to shoot the shit about conventions and how they work. You guys are here to talk about we suck at comics, but also you are starting to work on volume 2, right? Like that's
absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, you know, like what's happening with volume 2 and you know, yeah, anything that's come up with it.
Yeah. So we're accepting submissions now. They're literally live on the website right now. We've started to get some rolling in.
Good.
And we're really, really excited about it because it was such an awesome project the first time around. that we really can't wait to do it again, and to it's always really fun reviewing people's stuff, looking at the stuff they send in. And as you can see, we've kind of changed the theme around a little bit. We're staying within kind of a general area because, quite frankly, we want to see unique stuff. We want to see stuff that's different. We want to showcase, everybody, again, from, hey, I've never done this before, or I've always been maybe a little too shy to share my work or whatever, clear on through to folks that have been doing it for a while.
Awesome.
So coloring outside the lines is the theme for this one.
And so the first one was just the theme of rejection, right? So when you say coloring outside the lines, is that I guess, what are you guys getting at with that statement? What kind of stories are you looking for?
So again, we're looking for stuff that's unique. We're looking for stuff that's different. We love interpretation. So there, when you submit to us, there's a whole section on well, tell us why you fit the theme, give us your take on it. And that's your opportunity to really have your voice and tell us why, why you think it's a good fit, why you think that it matches up. We're super creative too. And we're looking for people who can give us that also when they're talking about their project and justifying their project,
Gotcha. So is it I guess what I'm trying to get at is so the stories you're looking for, is it rejection, but also when you say coloring outside the line, is it something like Roland said here, stepping out of line? Is that
if that's what you want to write a story on? Yeah.
Okay, so it's how you interpret that statement.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You don't have to be a messy colorist.
Gotcha. Okay. Or a coloring book, right?
I mean, if you are messy, that's good. Then you stick out.
Yeah. It's funny too, in the last one especially, we noticed this, we had a lot of stuff that was black and white so that the color stuff popped more. And in this one, we've had some submissions where they're using one splash of color. It's mostly monochrome, one splash of color. That stuff is kind of cool.
Okay. So people are submitting kind of like the Frank Miller Sin City kind of thing, where
that's one example, yeah. But the one thing that's different about this anthology compared to the last one is we're also pitching for art, straight up art. If you're a creator, you're an illustrator, but you don't have a writer with you, you can submit your art up to 5 pieces. If you're a writer with no artist, we still have the prose option. And then for comic creators, you guys can work together on some stuff. Yeah, so that's part of the other thing. We're giving more flexibility to the submission process.
Oh wow, okay. So if you're an artist, you can get a pinup in the book or a piece of artwork. That's cool. That's interesting. Because most anthologies are just looking for stories, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And Johnny, are you submitting to this one?
I am going to submit to this. I have something I think matches. I mean, I can, and I gave these guys a description when I saw them at Terrificon, but yeah, I have something, a short, actually the short that the Surrounded by Death short, basically, that you worked on, Keith. I think that would kind of fit the theme of the book, because essentially what that is that's a project that it's a different art style, it's a different artist. It's basically the basis of a spinoff that's in the works. So in that sense, it's spinning out or outside the lines of what the norm is for my comic Surrounded by Death. So on that pretense, that's my submission there. And I think it would fit well in that anthology against everything else, but it's up to these guys to decide.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, monochrome grayscale with accent colors can be really striking with their simplicity. I agree.
Yeah.
And
sure.
As someone who loves bending the rules and circumventing authority, there's nothing stopping you from submitting one thing. Submit as much as you want.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Alex and I are somewhat contrarians, so the idea of coloring outside the lines is I am not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. But that's kind of part of the theme too, is to kind of say, hey, don't give us the typical establishment stuff.
DS Cartoons commented and said, may I join this or a later volume? Join this volume if you have something that's ready, right, guys?
DS, I just put the link to their website. I'll share it again where you can submit something. These guys are looking. They came on to kind of promote that they're doing it again. So, looking for more people to be a part of it.
Yeah.
How long are you guys doing submissions for?
So we said mid-November.
Okay.
It's going to depend. So not to do the old sales trick and say the sooner the better, but hey, listen, the sooner the better, because we do kind of have a page count in mind that we don't want to go over.
Okay.
So
once you hit that,
yeah, so that it may be at some point we go, okay, that's it. Everything else is going to go to volume 3 or whatever, right?
okay. Yeah, but still, that's good. Like you can take more stories and then have it as overflow, or like I was saying earlier too. If you guys, I'm assuming this is going to be a Kickstarter. You could do tiers like stretch goals. We'll add another story, that kind of thing. Which I think would be great.
An option. Yeah. One thing we did for like the first volume is like we had a friend of ours. They submitted 2 different pieces. So we held one in our back pocket for a future anthology. We might include it in this one, maybe not. But like that's kind of why we're stressing like, hey, if you've got something, submit it. Worst case scenario, we'll say it's not ready now. We'll save it for later. It's not like some other publishers where like the rejection is a final thing. We never want to work with you. If it doesn't work out now, we can we'll work again in the near future. But we can't do anything if you don't send it in.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm so busy, but I'll see if I could get something together. I know Amy's been itching to do.
Drop something in there,
like Amy's itching to do something with comics, and like that's something like this would be kind of good to do, like a 4 to 6 pager or something.
Now, for people's perspectives too, guys, let them know. Tell them how much the first campaign made for this book.
It was. I think we took in almost 8,000. Was that?
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Was that your most successful campaign?
I think that's been our most successful Kickstarter. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah.
So here's
we've kind of learned a little bit with each one. You just.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just the way the nature of the beast. Here's the button to join the campaign. Submit to it.
Click it.
Do
it. Do it.
Click on it, Keith. Show people what
we're testing it live.
Okay. Yep. So here's the rules.
Yep.
Obviously, if you're going to submit, read the rules first. Like any professional comic thing that you're going to submit to. Make sure you follow exactly the file formats and everything, and then just fill out what kind of work that you're going to be doing. Wow, you guys allow up to 25 completed pages, huh? It's almost like a full issue. That's crazy.
Lot.
Yeah, usually like anthologies are like, don't they only go up? Most of them do like 8 to 10 pages or something, right?
Well, these guys are gangster, and they'll give you a full issue. That's why
I love it. I mean, I like that you guys.
Rules were made to be broken.
Yeah,
all right. I love that. I love it.
Actually, you look through some of these questions. I think you'll get a kick out of some of them.
Tell us a joke. It has no bearing on our decision. We just like jokes. I like that. It's very fun. Anything else to add? Link to your project. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good stuff.
Get real creative when it comes to the submission process. Even when they were talking about the creator profiles that are in volume 1, when I was filling out that sheet, I was like, oh, whatever, I'm just having fun here. I didn't realize that would actually go into the book. and it was like, oh shit, these guys actually and it's real fun to read. You know what I mean?
Awesome. DS is definitely interesting. He's currently working on a 10-page story that is going to go a little longer to make than I want. I'll see if I can fit it with the theme. Yeah, definitely. Send them your ideas, and what's the worst that can happen? So
even if it's not ready yet, I mean, we'll take a look at it. We can coach you.
You get some feedback, right? Like some nice feedback.
Johnny,
so why not?
Did you look at the thank you page from Kickstarter in the book?
Oh, I don't know if I did.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me take a peek right now.
Do it right. So included in the thank you page, because we sent everybody their survey and said, hey, what do you want your name in the book to be? We've got some guy. We've got the asshole that knows Alex. We've got N-A as in not available.
Oh, you got Jack Holder.
Yeah.
Jack's got a story in there.
Oh no, Jack was just in the thank you page.
He just gave us like a little he paid for the contributor spot.
Oh, I got
Not the contributor, the thank you spot. Yeah.
Roland said he might apply just to give you guys some good jokes.
Paul Axel.
We're in.
Paul Axel's great. Love that guy.
Dude, if you want to do a page of jokes and get someone to draw with it, or just send it as prose, like we'll do pages of limericks. We're cool with that.
Knock jokes illustrated in crayon.
Look at that. Johnny's already coming up.
It wouldn't be the first time we did something like that.
Harry, would you submit a piece of artwork for something like this?
I mean, that's pretty much all I do. I have like prints, like just drawings.
Yeah, but they're
even your
accepting
Bigfoot piece, I think, Harry, would work really great on this.
Well, if you look at I have my Instagram on here. If you guys go to that, I have like a whole page of like stuff, junk that I have up there, stuff that I threw on there.
Dude, pick one that you think fits the theme and send it
Here's
to
my-
him.
Harry's great with artwork puns.
Here's my karate joke.
Love it.
So
Yeah, he's an artwork pun guy. Like, like
here's my karate joke. I went from a white belt to a black belt in 3 weeks. Do you know how I
How'd
did
you
that?
do that?
I never washed my belt.
That's a great dad joke. I love that.
and you fought Bruce Lee, so
And you fought
Exactly.
Bruce Lee. Shit.
The great Bruce Lee.
Like he stepped out of a comic book.
awesome. But yeah, no, Harry, normally like anthologies only want comic stories, but this is a chance to just show some of your artwork too.
I can submit my rare bees of the world. You've seen those bees, right? And I have the caped cod that I drew.
Oh, I love that one. Just the name of it.
Yeah,
So, because
take your shot, man.
Because I was driving one day and I saw a sign for Cape Cod and whatever miles. I'm like, oh, Cape Cod. Like I wonder if like stuck in my head. I wonder if anybody's like ever drawn a Cape Cod. Like a superhero. And nobody. Before I draw anything, I make sure I research it and make sure no one's done it before.
Honest to God, Harry, submit just one page. It's Harry's page of puns. And then just have all your puns on there, dude.
Try to
That would
fit
be
them all in
so
one
awesome.
page or something.
So
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I did a poster of like bees, because like this woman I used to work with at Deluxe, she and her husband became bee husband, got into the bee husbandry business, like they had bees and they make honey. So I'm like, oh, bees, and I started thinking of bees in my head, like randomly. I'm like, so B. Arthur. So I drew B. Arthur as a bee, and like Beyonce as a bee, and like Obi-Wan Kenobi, a 2-for-1 bee.
Oh,
There's so many things you can do with bees, like bee names. Like
it's a very versatile pun.
Right.
Yeah. I would say try it. You never know. Those
Submit
guys
Harry.
might
I think that would be really cool. A pun page.
be interesting
Yeah.
to see your stuff in a comic.
No, yeah, I'll check it out. I guess some
Yeah,
like
check it
comic
out.
like drawings. Yeah.
The link is in the chat, and then also I think I put it in the description of the video.
Let's all
If
do
you're
it.
watching this
Let's book.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's that?
So importantly, when does this close? When are you guys cutting off submissions?
So assuming we don't fill up the page count, mid-November. Yeah.
And then when's the planned Kickstarter and all that?
March.
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 Okay, so
February,
yeah,
March.
so you guys are
Put
already
them on the
looking ahead.
schedule, Keith. Let's get them on the schedule right now.
So let's say I had a bunch of prints. Like, how do I submit prints? Or
Well,
like,
there's you'd have to do it through Google Drive. It looks like on the
Google Drive or
application.
Dropbox or
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
consolidate those prints into a single page presentation and then submit it that way, or
Yeah.
multiple page,
Just
whatever
no.
Whatever works for the way you want to present it, Harry.
okay.
yeah. If you're not sure how to present it, definitely reach out, or at least do the submission. Say, hey, files TBD, and then we'll reach out and coordinate. And that's fine. We could figure out. Like for us, like most art I'm looking for it as a TIFF because it's got to be print ready.
Yeah.
But if you need help with layout and stuff like that, or I'll be the one doing the layouts and I could, figure something out with you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome. The
Good one, Roland. I don't know if we could show it or not.
you see everyone reading the joke.
Yeah. Go to the comments if you want to see that one, people.
Yeah, I was struggling whether I was going to show that. Or
Yeah, I
not.
know. I saw you, Keith. I saw you struggling on that one. Just go to the comments, people. It's there.
Awesome. And I was going to say, so what can you guys tell us further about the project? Anything new with this volume that you want to highlight, or?
I mean, if we could, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say if we could figure out a way to animate it, that'd be great, but you can't do that in print yet.
Oh, would you animate a trailer or something like that?
Well, we've done trailers before, but I was just trying to make a joke about having something like moving paper, like
Oh yeah.
Some Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Pop-up book.
Oh, I've actually made a pop-up book once when I was a kid. It was the best.
Yeah.
I would love to do a real pop-up book if we could find the right printer.
That might be
I
pretty
wonder
expensive.
how.
Cool.
I wonder what something like that would cost. Like that would be kind of like a wild thing,
It would be a custom page, right? So you'd have to insert a page that would have the pop-up functionality with the pull tab or whatever.
Right.
And then you'd have to insert that somewhere into the binding of the book. So when you go to get it bound, you would say, okay, well, I want this page in the back, the front, the middle, whatever.
Yeah.
And they would have to insert all that page or whatever into the binding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I always wondered, too, because sometimes even in a comic book, they've had those centerfold pages where they fold out so far, and I was like, that must cost a lot of money just to print a comic that way.
So my buddy Andrew Clark, who did this book right here, Guns of the Shadow Valley, this is sealed, right? So it's all sealed up, but within this book,
it's a weird size too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice presentation here. But one of the things they did is that they pre-signed an autograph page before they had it printed and assembled and glued and bound up. So there's actually a lot of stuff in this book that's sealed up that's available as a prize. So I never opened it. I wanted to keep it pristine.
That's what they tell you, Johnny.
I know. I'll never know. It's like Schrodinger's box
cat.
there or whatever. Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
You just gave me an idea, Johnny.
Actually, yeah, sell sealed copies of We Suck Volume 2, and you never know if there's actually inside what it is.
No, there's a prize inside. There's a prize inside, but only one of them. But only one of them.
It's like the black bag Superman Lives or Death of Superman, right? There should be a black bag version of We Suck at Comics Volume 2. If you open it, you don't know the value, but heck, you could just put a bunch of magazines in the bag. They won't know.
It's just gonna be pictures of us going.
I feel like with us, it's more of a paper bag. It's put together, a couple staples. Why
is it shaped like a 40?
This story doesn't really relate to anything, but the last time you guys were on, you were talking about that you guys love Spider-Man. So when I was a kid growing up, the first time I saw Spider-Man was on the Electric Company with Morgan Freeman. I remember the episode like a Yeti being loose in New York, and he was far from home. So the only way he could stay cool was to steal ice cream and sit on them. And then they called Spider-Man. Remember that show?
Well,
I remember Electric Company, but vaguely, very vaguely.
I remember
I was small.
The thing that was annoying was Spider-Man wouldn't talk. He would just go. They would make a sound, and the word balloons would appear. He'd go whoop, and then the word balloon would just appear.
I think that was better than the 70s Spider-Man. Remember that live action TV show? That was horrible.
I remember the time.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with his ass sticking so far out,
crab walking.
The bad guys had so much time to attack him, you know, at any point. Like he was just like doing like slow movements, you know, like Tai Chi, you know.
They just couldn't capture the same magic of the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Well, that was a great show. I mean, I think kids would be scared of these today, you know, if they saw it. I mean, I'm debating whether to show that to my best friend's kids, you know. I think that might scare them. I don't know.
Freaking scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I used to have nightmares.
You guys
Hulk
remember
coming in my house and killing my family.
Yeah.
Well, especially
the trial of the Incredible Hulk, where they had Daredevil, Kingpin, and Thor.
I have that autograph.
OG crossover stuff.
I love that Thor was Little John from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was.
I have that movie signed from by Lou Ferrigno. I brought it to him. I'm like, can you sign this? And he's like, do you want your name on it? And I'm like, I know why he's asking me, you know, because I'm not going to resell it, you know. Just like, my name's Harry. You can just like sign it, you know, right.
I love that stuff when I was a
Roland
kid.
mentioned the Toei Spider-Man. That's the Supeda Man.
Yeah,
That's like the Super Sentai Spider-Man.
Yeah, like the Japanese Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right?
he jumped. He piloted a robot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Wild.
I love that though. I love that time period of Spider-Man. It was just so fun.
70s were weird.
Yeah, 70s
Oh
were
my God,
weird
so
as
weird.
time. Love it.
And speaking of the Hulk, you guys remember the one where the Hulk fought the other Hulk?
Oh, don't do it, Keith. Don't do it. You're impressing me.
He was like,
that guy was Swamp Thing, right?
yeah. The guy that the guy was the other Hulk was actually the actor who played Swamp Thing. So it was kind of.
Yep.
But they went out of their way to show how awful he was. Like I remember in the scene, like when he first forms into this new Hulk, he there's like a bird's nest in the tree, and he like goes over and he rips the tree out and throws just to show that he's this awful Hulk. You know?
He's a mean Hulk.
Yeah, and then there's a deer on the side of the lake. He grabs this rock and just hucks it at the deer. I was like, oh, he's so mean.
Since we're on the subject of Incredible Hulk, I have to share a fun fact real quick because it's the topic of conversation, and this show doesn't come up too often in conversation nowadays.
Okay.
So originally, before they cast Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk, they actually cast Richard Creel, which some of you might know as, or Richard Keel, which some of you guys might know as Jaws
from James Bond.
Yeah. So what happened was one of the like executives' kids were on set, and they saw Keel in the outfit with the ripped jeans, and he goes, "Oh, he doesn't look like the Hulk from the comic books because he wasn't muscly enough." Yeah. So they ended up swapping him out because of what that kid said, and they brought in Lou Ferrigno. Wow. Now, when you watch the pilot for The Incredible Hulk, the first episode, they kept an overhead shot that is still Richard Keel. So if you really closely, you'll notice it's not Lou Ferrigno.
Is it from the intro? Or is it?
I don't know if it's in the intro. I know it's an overhead shot. So you kind of see him at like an angle, but you can clearly see the facial structure is Richard Keel's very unique facial structure and not that of Lou Ferrigno's.
So
no kidding.
I just found out that the voiceover guy at the beginning of the show is the guy from the Addams Family, like the Frankenstein guy. What's his name?
Really? Okay. Lurch?
That Lurch was
really?
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. Holy crap.
Yeah. That's cool. Like I met the guy Richard Keel like years ago at a Chicago convention. He was super nice. He took a picture with me. He put his hand on my head, and I felt like a little kid because it was like the hand was so massive. Like
that guy was huge.
That guy was huge, man.
I kind of look at the Hulk as a sad character. I mean, obviously, much like Frankenstein, he didn't ask to be made. He just kind of
I mean that. Well, right. Stan Lee based the Hulk off Frankenstein.
So it makes sense.
Yeah,
I feel bad for it. I feel Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Awesome. So now that we had that nice little detour,
sorry,
I'm
gonna reel us back in to talk about We Suck at Comics.
Speaking of tragic characters, right? Well, actually, no. It's funny.
Coloring out of the line, out of line. But no, I'm gonna start to wrap up anyways because we've been going about 90 minutes. So,
Flew right by.
anything else that you'd like to let people know about We Suck at Comics Volume 2?
Well, we'd love to see your stuff. That's the number one thing is don't be afraid to send stuff in to us. We're super excited about it. I mean, look, at the very worst, like we pointed out before, we're happy to give feedback. We're happy to work with folks. We've done it before. In fact, we have some other projects that we're working on that we really can't talk too much about right now, but we're definitely going to be publishing some other stuff from other people also. So, that's coming.
Very cool. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Alex. What were you gonna say?
We have new merch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like the shirt. I always liked your logo too. I think you guys got a really cool logo for the company. Really good stuff. Anything else going on with Wayward Raven? Besides you just mentioned you might be publishing more people under the Wayward Raven banner. Any books you guys got coming up, or are you solely focused on this?
Oh, Alex, tell them about Unknown Heroes too.
We over the last few months we worked together with another group for an anthology where Mark and I collaborated on a little short story about the sons of the god of war for a new anthology called Unknown Heroes. They've also been delayed by some of their collaborators, but when that is ready, we will have links on our website. Our story is called "Give Strife a Chance."
Nice.
Yeah, it's very tongue in cheek. It wasn't. It's not as humorous as some of our like Damn Hero stuff, but like the premise is that the sons of the god of war think they can do better than their dad, but accidentally cause peace. You know, so it's like,
okay.
If you're into Greek mythology, a lot of our stuff is mythological. It's the sons Phobos and Deimos, and Eris, the sister of the god of war. So it's a nice little family drama.
Awesome. I like that.
I can't wait to read that. That's going to be awesome.
I'm very proud of it too, because speaking of Frank Miller before, I definitely was influenced. Some of the styles, like a little 300, very much like his weird panel designs, and I have this love for doing like sound effects, like letters in as a panel. So that I thought,
I like that too.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, he's always got like a cool sense of design, the way he uses black and white too. Like I don't love his artwork, but I Sin City, there's something about it, the way he designs the page, that I really like.
It is one of my favorite books. And
After
even
watching
the first movie,
I was very proud to be Greek after watching 300. By the way,
I just want to start going there, kicking people in the chest.
Well,
Well, I feel like I've actually doing past Sparta, and every time I do it, I'm like, "This is Sparta. That was Sparta."
I feel like Frank Miller's work works best when it's his work and not when he's trying to put it on Batman or Daredevil or anything like that.
Yeah, like like that All-Star Batman was a disaster, because he clearly didn't want to write Batman.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I like the stories that he wrote, but I mean, when it comes to like his artwork around those projects, I think it's better when he does his own stuff as opposed to, known properties.
Yeah, exactly. And like, or just write the book and hire some artist to do it, like he's been doing with his new company.
In the later Dark Knight Returns stuff he's done. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he's currently doing Ronin too. And like he's not doing the art. He's only writing it. But he brought in oh my god, I'm blanking on the artist. He brought in a new artist to like do the artwork for it. So
interesting.
Yeah, it looks good though. It looks really good. It's Frank Miller's own imprint. It's like Frank Miller Presents or something like that, or FMP.
I remember Ronin. Like that was one of like my early like Frank.
Oh, Ronin's great.
It was I have it somewhere here.
It's so good. Yeah, so there's a sequel out. You could probably find there's only been like 2 or 3 issues so far, but you could probably get it right. If you go to like.
I have the trade of it somewhere here.
Yeah, they're putting it out right now. So, And he's planning on doing some more Sin City too, under his own banner now. Like he's going to be doing one set in the Old West, which like the early days before Sin City was Sin City. I was like,
Wow.
okay, I can't wait for that.
Sign me up for that. That would be
Yeah, I
interesting.
know that's
yeah.
going to be amazing. I can't wait. But anyways, yeah. So that sounds great, boys. So I'll say, like, everybody out there, comic creators, if you're looking to be part of an anthology, partner up with the Wayward Raven guys. As you can see, they're a lot of fun to hang out with. They're always at shows. They're always promoting comics. Drink, Mark makes beer. So all
delicious
this fun
beer.
stuff.
Yeah,
he makes delicious beer,
and I love seeing these guys at shows. They're always fun to hang out with, and
you can see
him
them this weekend.
Yeah,
Plastic City Comic Con.
Yeah, I'm so happy you guys are doing the show for the first time. So can't wait to have you there. So
this is
awesome.
we're pumped about it. Actually, it was funny. We were looking at. I'll share this with you. We were looking at places to stay the night before, so we could come in and then set up, and early, all that sort of stuff. And I was looking for hotels, and I was like, no, this can't be right. Am I correct in like the what's the freaking hotel water park, the place?
Yeah, Great Wolf Lodge. It's ridiculous.
It is, Great Wolf. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, Alex, we could stay at Great Wolf Lodge.
You did not say that was an option.
It's expensive though, isn't it? Is it
wait, is Great Wolf Lodge right near there?
Yeah, literally down the street, Johnny.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
like the rooms are like $3 something a night, aren't they?
Well, it's casino rates, right? Because it's like a casino without the slot machines.
Yeah.
They wanted to. They reached out to me and they wanted to, do like a room block thing, for like people. And I said, well, I don't know if I'll have much interest because we're only 1 day show. But then they were telling me what the price would be if they did the blocks, and it was still ridiculous. It was like $280 or something, And I was like,
man,
you know what? I mean, that's like New York prices.
You know what?
What's that?
Your family, you could make it hey, stay here, go to the con, do your family stuff. You could totally take advantage of that.
Let me ask you this. I'm talking in real time right now. Keith,
go ahead, Johnny.
Let me ask you this, right?
Okay.
Parking at Great Wolf Lodge is free, correct?
Yes, it should be.
There is probably event space at Great Wolf Lodge, correct?
I'd have to look into that. I know they have a water park there, but
I'm just thinking outside the box, but if Plastic City ever had to grow,
okay,
maybe it grows into the Great Wolf Lodge. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box here.
I honestly
could you imagine a get together
for the comics so they don't get wet?
double price on Mylar bags.
I mean, if we're gonna grow the show, I'd rather do it at this new venue because it can get bigger there.
They just have to play ball with parking.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I'm gonna fight. Well,
use Great Wolf Lodge as your bargaining chip.
Well, I'm hoping the show goes so well that they'll have no choice but to work with us. We'll see. So
right.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, finished my thought, Mark, was that like the reason I didn't go for it because they told me that the way it works was they'd give me 10 rooms, but if I didn't sell all 10 rooms, I'd have to make up the difference to them, and I'm like,
fuck that shit.
Yeah, no,
that's why I didn't do it.
So I've been looking for a venue for our, like I mentioned, Twins Pub earlier, as our after spot for New York Comic Con, and there's another Irish, there's another Irish bar right down the street from where the Twins was. When I contacted them, they wanted pretty much a $1,800 per hour guarantee. So if we couldn't clear in food and drink $1,800 per hour for every hour that we have the room reserved, we'd have to pay a difference. And I was like, fuck that. I mean, we could probably do that in the numbers that we have after con, but still, like, that's not conducive at all. Always,
Yeah.
always turning in my head, bro. Always.
Yeah, so the hotel thing didn't make much sense to me unless we were a 2-day show, and I get so much pressure to go 2 days, but the thing is I just like the show the way it is now, and I kind of don't want. I don't have aspirations to be Fan Expo or
You
any of
don't
those
need
kind
to. You don't need to make it a 2-day show. You could do an after party at Great Wolf that you would then offer the room blocks for, right? So everybody who's traveling into Plastic for the 1 day will have a place to stay, and then there's an after party venue.
Yeah, so I
Link
see
up,
Dr.
network.
Mask asking about the parking.
Yeah.
Normally this event, so Dr. Mask, normally they charge for parking on the weekends for their events, but they started doing that after we signed the contract with them. So we immediately went to them and said, "Hey, when we signed this contract, this parking thing wasn't a thing." And so they took it off. So
Right.
the weekend of our show, the parking will be free. But after our show, and if we sign with them next year, we could have parking problems. So we're gonna negotiate with them after the show and see what happens. So I'm hoping we don't have to move the venue again. But if we do, we do. You know what I mean?
When Keith goes in for negotiation, I'm just going to sit at the table and mean mug them and peel an orange. Slowly.
Johnny, you want to come in and be a part of that?
Yeah. I don't have to say a word. I'm just going to peel an orange, and if they say something
Just
they
come
don't
in
like,
with
I'm gonna slowly
crack your knuckles
slowly
a
eat a
couple
slice of
times.
orange.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Just to
Sebastian
shake your head every
slides into the chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
my
I'm wondering
What up,
why he can't put his
Sebastian?
name
What's
under
up?
George's name. I was
Yo,
wondering why George took up all the space.
Yeah.
you gotta have words with George, bro.
Better grab that silver marker so you can sign into the black part.
Sebastian's working on a really awesome commission piece for the pond for me right now.
Nice.
If you go to his social
Sweet.
media,
Nice.
it looks really fucking cool. It looks wicked cool.
He
Got
says
words
he's
for
good
George.
I love it. Oh, George is still listening.
George is still there.
I love it.
Oh, it was awesome.
And right here with the chat and us on this show, this is what I love about the indie community, guys. So
yeah, we're
thank
so
you for
tight.
joining us in the chat
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
I love this stuff. So we're gonna start to wrap up here. Well, I guess we'll go around the room, see if anybody has any kind of links they want to throw out, anything for people to check out. I guess start with the Wayward Raven team. Anything you guys want to shout out? I'll share out the link to We Suck at Comics, the submission page for everybody again here.
Absolutely. Check out that link. Send us your stuff. Follow us at Wayward Raven on Insta, on Twitter. Actually, we're at Wayward Raven Media, aren't we? At Facebook
on Facebook and Instagram, Wayward Raven Media, Twitter or X or Y or whatever the hell they're calling themselves now. Is Wayward Raven. We're on Threads too because that's a thing. We just got on Blue Sky.
Oh, you guys are on Blue Sky? I'll have to add you up.
Yeah, it's probably Wayward Raven.
Awesome.
Pretty good bet if you put in Wayward Raven or at Wayward Raven.
Just Google it. You have all the links from your website too, right? If people go to the website. Yeah. That's what I usually shoot people towards. Go to the website. You can grab everything from there, So
yeah, we have it on our footers and such. And our personal socials on the bottom. So I'm ASAP can draw on most things. Marcus.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, looking for submissions, whether you can draw, if you're just an artist and you want to submit a pinup, if you're a novelist and you want to do prose, send that in. If you got complete comic stories up to page, was it 25 pages?
25
pages. Submit, tell them your theme, tell them, check it out. Be part of it.
If somebody just draws with crayon, I will publish that.
I love it. I love how crazy you guys are. So fantastic. Harry, anything you want to throw out tonight for?
Well, that reminds me of that last. My little nephew, he's like 5 now. He's a really smart kid, and obviously, as all kids, they love dinosaurs. So like 2 years ago, I was like trying to show him how to draw a dinosaur with like a piece of paper, and I had a pencil in his hand, and I grabbed his hand, like, all right, let's draw a dinosaur. And he, our kids are, he went crazy, like doing this real quick, and it drew like a giant C and like a smaller C, like reverse C. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Like all this like giant, like a giant T-Rex head and a smaller baby T-Rex head. So I finished it for him. So I finished so I made that into a T-shirt.
Nice.
With a T-Rex and a little baby T-Rex, behind, by his tail. And I called it, his name is Ethan. So I called it, it sounds kind of dirty, but I called it Uncle Harry and E-Rex. I made that into a T-shirt. So.
Is that on your Redbubble site?
Actually, it is. So my Instagram is right here. Actually, my drawings, a lot of my, it's not all of them, but some of my sketches, including ones for work, like logos and things, are on there. So, and I'll be at the Plastic City this weekend too. So maybe I'll run into these guys and I'll show them my bee drawings.
Yeah, they're on the map. We just put the map on the Facebook page. It's on the website, so everybody can go and check out the map and find where Wayward Raven is and where Johnny is, where everybody is on the map. So huge map to go through. A lot of walking for everybody, So
Hell
yeah.
Great. Johnny, how about you? Anything you want to shout out tonight? Any Kickstarters? Any links? Anything that you
Lots of shout outs. So first, I just want to thank these guys for coming in, Mark and Alex.
Absolutely.
Always great hanging out. Thank you for taking a slice out of your Monday night to hang out with us, to share with our audience. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, make sure you go to the website, check out their work, check out their books, check out Damn Heroes. It's their comic strip. You guys doing that weekly or daily?
Weekly on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Damn Heroes. Damn Heroes, like some people say it's hit or miss, but I always love the comments after. It's like stay, like come for the comics, stay for the comments after. I love that about you guys. And there's like ongoing continuity there in that little like string. So I love that part of it. So everybody check that out. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Number 2, Global Comics. You can find all their work on Global Comics. You can find my work on Global Comics. You can find Keith's work on Global Comics. I
believe they're our guests next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah, next week I believe they're coming.
They're going to be showing off the app. It's awesome. I've been using it here and there. It is a great indie comics reader app. It's available. Check it out. We're going to be able to see it next week. So swing back around, view it then. If you're an indie creator and you want to upload your work as easy as possible, do it on Global Comics. You won't regret it. Last thing I want to shout out is our man Hades, Global Indie Group, Gig. It's like Angie's List for indie creators and just creators in general. So, if you're looking to get on a podcast, if you're looking for a writer, if you're looking for an editor, an artist, colorist, whatever, go on Gig, Global Indie Group. Thank you, Roger. Much appreciated, man. Go on Global Indie Group. Check out my man Hades. It's only $5 a month, but it's an invaluable resource for linking up with indie creators online. Reputable people who are looking to hire, looking for work, and will do their best work for you.
Speaking of them, Johnny, I had a girl, I think her name, I forget the last name, Laura with a C. She reached
Laura
out. She's on
Caltera?
Yeah, I think so.
She was on the show before.
Okay, yeah, she's on Gig, right?
Yeah. She was from Gig.
She reached out to come on the show in a couple months with her new project, some Western thing. So
yeah, no, she's got a Western book. Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have her back.
Yeah. So that's great. So yeah, so happy that we're, some of the Gig people are reaching out to be part of us too, so that's great.
Great community to be a part of.
Yeah, and I run the Gig commercials sometimes on all the videos I do, especially the ICR bits and any of the other stuff I do. So I couldn't have said it better. All right. Finally, Plastic City this weekend. All 5 of us are going to be there. Wayward will be set up, Johnny will be set up, I will be walking around supervising, and Harry will be there as a fan. So
I am leaving
I'll
at 3. I'm leaving a little early this weekend, so just because I got family
Johnny
duties.
has some personal stuff to take care of, but you'll be splitting the table with Brian, right?
Unknown. I might just be myself, but either or.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
either or. I will be there. Maybe some of Brian's stuff will be with me. I'm not too sure yet, but you'll find me up until 3 o'clock on the show floor. Come, swing by, get your autographs for Volume 1 of We Suck at Comics. Swing by, pick it up from these guys. Come to my booth. I'll sign it for you.
Awesome. All right, everybody. So I'm gonna wrap up this episode. We've been going an hour and 45, so time to end this for sure. So, all right, everybody. Yeah, right. Everybody, have a great week. I hope to see some of you at Plastic City this weekend. And as always, read some comics. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you.